ladies and gents, it's Amanda at scrimpingmommy.co.uk. Today I'm going to make a fun project for you, and I'm using this really lovely DSP which is called Myths and Magic. It's new from Stampin' Up and it's awesome fun. I've used this one out of this stack and it's dragons and knights, and so you can see a bit fussy cutting now. So let me just move this out of the way and then we'll get started. So we need to start off with 2 sheets of cardstock, and one needs to measure 8 and 15/16, which is just a little notch before 9 if you're not good with your measurements, and it needs to be that size both ways, so 8 and 15/16 by 8 and 15/16. And then we need another piece which is 5 by 5, and that is inches. So on our larger piece we're going to score it at 3 inches all the way around. So 3, turn, 3, turn, 3, turn, and 3, and it's going to make a lovely deep box and quite tall and chunky, so you can fit plenty in. So that's that one, and then the smaller piece we need to score at 1 inch all the way around, and this is going to be the lid. So 1, 1, 1, and 1. Okay, and then we just need to trim those and form them both into box shapes. So that's the box and that's the lid. So I'll get myself a long pair of scissors and my Stampin' Up ones. So we are snipping on all 4 corners, so snip there to make a tab, turn it, and do I want to snip? Yeah, snip that way. Turn and snip, turn and snip, turn and snip. And I'm just going to notch ever so slightly to make sure that it doesn't protrude and show when the pieces are put together. Oops, thrown it across a table. Notch that. I'll just cut that one a little bit more because it's not I've not got it quite straight. It's freezing today. I've got the heating on and even the coal fire on as well. It is that cold in Yorkshire today. I am absolutely freezing. So my hands are like blocks of ice, which is not good when you need to. You should have seen me earlier fussy cutting. I had my teeth gritted. And we're going to do the same with this one, but I'm just going to use slightly longer scissors. Okay. And I'm just going to notch the outside one ever so slightly. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. It probably won't show. Turn and cut along the score line. Just slightly notch the outside one. And again turn and cut. Just slightly notch that one. I've made this box before. I think I made it at Christmas, and I've just used the same measurements as that one. So it's good to have, I have like a file of different sizes of box, and every now and again you can just use the same one and just decorate it different. Okay, so we have that, so we're going to fold and burnish all of those score lines now. Could have done it before I started cutting, but you know, I like to go around houses when I'm doing stuff. I like to make things difficult. And the same here. Fold them flaps in. Fold them flaps in. So what we're doing on the lid piece is we're going to put adhesive on the flaps there. And I'm going to use, for quickness, fast fuse. I would prefer glue, but it takes longer to dry when you're on camera. So I'm going to cheat. And I'm going to use this. Okay. You can fast forward this bit if you want. So nip it in like that. Make sure you line that edge up with that edge before you commit to sticking down, and then you know it's fairly straight. Okay. And I kind of like hold it like that, and I line it up with the edge of my fingers and my thumbs, and then press and press, and there's our lid. Okay, so we can move that to one side. So now we've got our box, and what we're going to do is this big flap is going to go on the inside of there, and it tucks always on the inside. Okay, so it will go like that, and it gives you a nice sturdy box. Does that? Okay. So again, I'm going to use I'm going to try and use fast view, see if I can get away with it. See if it'll behave and let me put my box together nicely, or whether I end up in a big pile of sticky mess and then wish that I had used wet glue. We'll see. But the biggest fun comes in decorating this box with the fantastic DSP. And I've been fussy cutting. I do like to fussy cut. I'm not terribly good at it. I know the principle behind it, which is let your, you know, hold the paper, move the paper, not the scissors. I know that principle. Doesn't always work for me. Right, line that up there. Just need to line this up. I think it needs a bit more of a fold, to be honest. Let me just give that a bit of a crease. There we go. Oh, there we go. Press that one in. Oop, that's got stuck on there. Don't want that on there yet. There we go, in you go. This is why I like wet glue, because then you've just got that little bit longer to get lined up. But there we go, we've managed, we've done it. Okay. Give it all a good press all the way around, and our lid will fit on there. It should do. I think it goes one way and not the other, does it? There we go. Get on. It does fit. It does fit, the lid does fit. So there we go, so that's the box constructed. Okay, so then I got some pieces of basic grey, and these measure 2 7/8 by 3.5, and as you can see, I've cut turret shapes. No rhyme or reason to it, just do it by eye. I didn't cut myself a template so that they were all the same. So about, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to measure it, about 5/8. About 5/8, then go down, and then 1/4 of an inch, and then up. Okay, and I just did that. And then if I turn them over, I have pre-done some of them. So as you can see here, I've created a small castle door, and I used the DSP that looks like wood, whose name has totally escaped me now, and I've not written it down. But it's a 6x6 paper stack, and it's in the annual catalogue, and it's all, I don't know if it's called wood textures. Okay, and I got the shape there, the perfect oval shape, by using one of my layered oval dies, and I cut the shape out that I thought would be the right size, and then I've glued it on and chopped off the bottom. That's it. It's as easy as that, really. And then what I've done is I have drawn on some well, you know, the bricks, like the castle has been constructed. So I'll show you how I did that really quickly. So I've used a basic grey marker from my Mini Marvellous Markers, and using the thick end, I first of all just drew a line across the top stones, which would be the turrets, and then I just coloured them in. Very, very quickly I coloured them in. Okay, like so. And then using the thinner end, I went and I just drew straight lines like I was going to create brickwork. Very, very simply. About 5 or 6 rows should be enough. Yeah, about 6. There we go. And then do, you know, your brick lines like you were building a house. They go staggered like so, so that it, you know, that's how it comes. That's how it's done. Not that I'm a bricklayer. But we all know the basic principle of bricks, okay? But we don't want them all straight and uniform like that, because that's not what castles are like. So to get this more, like it's more like boulders, what I've then done is I've gone round with my marker pen, and I have gone back over and I've just rounded the corners and made them kind of uniform, so they're stacked on top of each other, but a little bit irregular, okay? Just a little bit irregular, with gaps in between where you'd have, you know, if you were building your castle, you'd have mortar, so there'd be big gaps in between your stones like so, and then you literally colour them in, and it just gives you a better effect and a more authentic castle experience for your project. Okay, so I'm not going to colour the rest of that in. I'm going to stick that on the back of my box, because that bit is time consuming, but the more time you take to do that, the better it'll look. So I'll stick that on the back of my box. Nobody will know the difference. And then, so that we can open the lid, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut a length of ribbon, and I'm going to use my, shall I use my poker tool? I'll just use my poker tool, and I'm just going to give myself a hole. I should have punched it with my hole punch. Punch this hole with your hole punch. Don't stick your scissors in it and make a mess. Do it with your hole punch. I didn't think. Okay, so I'm going to get these two ends, give them a twist, and get them in through my hole like so. Pull them out the other end. Don't pull it all the way through. And you can just attach that with, you could just attach that with tape. You could tie it in a knot. You could do what you want. I'm going to just stick some tear tape over it. If you want it to look really tidy, you can do an insert, you know, and put it inside the lid so you can't see it. I'm just going to attach it like that for now. Okay, and then we've got a pull to pull our lid off. So now we can start and construct our castle. And now what we want to do is, I have measured these so that there is just a small border all the way around, and it's just easier to do them in sections rather than try and do a wrap that fits all the way around, because then you've got to worry about scoring and blah blah, and then, you know, if you don't have the right size cardstock, so I thought if they were all in individual pieces it would just be easier. So we want to attach adhesive, but we only want to attach it about halfway up, not the full length of the thing, and I'll tell you for why in a minute. So I'm going to attach that on with a little bit of a increment all the way around, so it looks nice and layered. And the reason we don't want it all the way up is because we want to leave room for our lid to slot in. Okay, so I slot my lid on now, which don't want to play ball. It does fit, the measurements do work, because I've made this box a billion times. So that you've got room for your lid to fit on, okay? So let's carry on and attach the rest of our castle walls. Like so. And I'll put the one I haven't finished at the back. Nobody will know. It's just a sample. Again, you know, I haven't made one beforehand. Let me just take that lid off. Take that lid off, and that hasn't. I need to put my hand inside and give it a press. Okay. And the back one. It's not on straight. hand in and give it a press. And then we'll do the last one. Which goes on the side here. Put my hand in and give it a press. I can go and put my lid back on. Put my lid back on. Come on, don't be naughty. There we go. Put that lid back on. There we go. Nice snug fit. We've got our loop there to open it with. There we've got our castle walls all the way around. It's big enough to hold lots and lots and lots of treats. Now we're going to decorate it. And we're going to make it look really fun. And I have fussy cut lots of dragons, and we've got some knights and goodness knows what. So let's have a look. And we're going to use some stamping dimensionals. And I think this would be really cool as a party gift, or if you've got somebody that just likes castles and you want to give them a little gift. I just think they're awesome. When it comes to your craft fairs, I think this would be a winner. Obviously, you know, when I'm videoing, I'm doing them really quick, just to show you the principle. If you took more time over it, you'd get far better results than I do. So I fussy cut a little castle here. I'm going to stick that just on the side, I think. No, let's have it on the back, have it on the side, just as a decoration. And then we've got the lovely dragons. I think they're awesomely cute. We're decidedly lacking in little boys in our family. And we're all girls, so, except for one grandson. So I do like, I do love this, but it's very rare I get to make a project for a little boy. Okay, so I'm going to put the dragon there. He's flying off, he's flying about, causing his mischief. Let's get some brave knights coming to fight the dragons. Stamping up dimensionals. There we go. There we go. Okay, and we'll put him just there. And he's ready to catch that dragon. Tell him off. And then I'm going to have some more down the side. I think these two are going to have a bit of a duel. Down the side of here. You're going to have a bit of a sword fight. What fun paper. And it's not difficult to fussy cut. It really isn't. And there is a stamp set and coordinating dies to go with this. I just bought just the paper. I didn't get the whole set, unfortunately. So we'll have him. There they go. They're having a sword fight. How cool. And then we'll have another dragon on the other side. So it just goes to show that you can have a lot of fun with just DSP and cardstock as well as the stamps. So we'll have the dragon there flying over that little mini castle. So there we go, we've got our castle gift box with our dueling knights and our fire-breathing dragons and the little loop at the top to open it. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you'll give it a try. Love that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.